Hey guys, this is a super quick video on some do's and don'ts as a coach here at Gymnastics Elite. It's going to really cover from the start of your employment to being a team coach, because these are very, very general and they apply to all events, all classes. So let's just get right into it. Just in general, some do always make sure that you come to work and that you're camera ready, as in make sure that your hair is done. If girls, you wear makeup, don't skip a day on makeup just because you're a coach. The reason why this is super important is because we take a lot of pictures for advertising. We're not the kind of business that will go and Google gymnastics and use a picture off of Google for our ads or marketing campaigns. And so we're constantly taking pictures, and it's really, really hard when we see a unique opportunity and a unique moment that we want to capture, and we can't because the coach that's there kind of just looked like they rolled out of bed that day. And so just make sure that you put some effort into your looks, because you have to be camera ready, number one. And number two, it presents a sense of professionalism. And if you look sloppy, then there's going to be a lot of other things that people might question or might judge you on. And it definitely, if you have a professional parent, as in maybe they're a lawyer, they're a doctor, they're a teacher, and they're professionals and they're sitting out in the lobby watching, and you don't look like a professional, then I guarantee that this parent is going to nitpick you and just find other things that they don't like about you because of the lack of professionalism. So follow the dress code, be camera ready. We have a steamer here in the room, in the apparel rooms. If your shirt is wrinkled, go in there, come a bit early, steam the wrinkles out. Make sure that you don't have any holes in your pants or your shoes. Make sure that your socks are clean, and definitely have good hygiene. Like smell good. Make sure that you're not smelly, you don't smell like a gym, or you don't smell sweaty and gross. And just don't be messy, don't be unpolished, don't have bad hygiene, don't be careless with your looks. Put some effort into it and just carry yourself like a professional, because you are a professional when you come in here as a coach, taking on a class of your own, taking responsibility over a set of children. You are the professional, so you need to look the part in order to feel the part. So do follow the dress code, don't look messy and bad. The second one is do things that are going to help you be better at work, okay? And this is pretty general for, I think, for anything that you do. Don't come to work hungry or tired or unprepared. Do make sure that you plan your day correctly. If you are in high school and you know that you're rushing over here for classes at the end of school, then plan accordingly and pack a lunch, or have money and time to make sure that you are able to eat before you get here. It's really hard to be the persona that we're asking you to be, to carry the energy that we're asking you to have, to be enthusiastic, to be the avatar that we're wanting you to be when you're hungry and when you're tired. I'm not saying you can't do it. I've had plenty of days where something went wrong and I had to miss lunch, or I didn't have a chance to get that coffee that I wanted. Thank God for Favor, right? But Favor just started, so there was times where if we physically could not go and get the drinks or have someone go and get it for us, then we were kind of out of luck and we just had to push through. So I understand that it's not always going to be perfect, but don't let it affect you. And if you do feel, I've met plenty of people that can't help but let being hungry affect their mood, then just plan accordingly and make sure that you are eating correctly, that you're sleeping enough. If you work Saturday morning classes, don't go out. If you do go out, take it easy, get yourself home early, and be responsible, because your performance here was going to definitely affect not just your job, as in keeping your job, but it's also going to affect your ability to get some privates, your ability to move up in the company, your ability to get more classes, more hours, more responsibility, more pay. So just do things that are going to help you be your best at work, and avoid things. Don't go out, don't stay up super late, don't skip meals, don't miss your coffee that day. If you need to bring an energy drink with you, guys, there was a summer in my life where I lived off of 5-hour energy shots when they first came out, and I would take like half in the beginning because I was going to do camps all day, and then I would take the second half when I was about to go into team at the end of the day. So just do things that are going to help you be your best version here at work. Don't come in with like minutes or seconds to spare before your classes. There's a lot of prep that goes into preparing for the day, and you want to be sure that you're here with enough time to get your binder, get clocked in, get checked in by your leader, and just even do things like look ahead and look at your setups. And maybe you know that you're gonna have a kid in class that has trouble tucking in their chin when they do a forward roll, so you want to go to the preschool area and get that caterpillar that they're gonna hold here, or the beanbag, and have it by your station so that you're ready to go. Give yourself time to learn organization and learn how to prepare for things, and just see what comes of it when you go into your class and you already prepared and you've already put the mats and the french fries and whatever extras that you as a coach might use that others might not use. Give yourself the opportunity to learn those skills so that when you do get into your career, or when you do go into college or the next step in your life, you have some background in that and you've spent some time building that skill. Don't be that kind of person where your shift starts at 5:15 and you're walking in the door at 5:14 with 30 seconds. We want you to have enough time again to prepare and look at your day and just be able to have the best day and make that day as good as you can for your kids, because you're coming in prepared and ready to make that happen. Do make sure that you're aware of the goals. Make sure that you're aware of what's happening in the gym. Like, take the time to find out what's happening that weekend, what's happening next week, what's happening this month. We go above and beyond to provide that information with notebook covers, with calendars, huddles, posts on Facebook. But a lot of the times the coaches see this information but don't take it in, don't retain it, don't plan their week and plan their month out using that information. Don't expect everything to be handed to you. Don't expect someone to sit there and walk you through your entire day, your entire week, your entire month here at Gymnastics Elite. Because in a sense, we're asking for you guys to help us do that with the kids and with the parents. So do take or put some effort into asking questions and really getting to know what's going on in the gym, what kind of goals we're going after, what enrollment is for Kids Night Out that week, what enrollment is for the clinics that week. Like, just do your part and ask questions, ask office, ask your leaders, so that you are an active role in helping the gym reach the goals and not just someone that's there, or not an obstacle that's preventing us from hitting the goals. Do understand your position, guys. Like, definitely take the time to really understand what position you're in and what's expected of that position, because we don't design the positions based on the people. Okay, so we're not sitting here and looking at the new hire or looking at the person in front of us and designing a position for that person. The positions are already set in place, which makes it easy for us to help people succeed in it. So make sure that you fully understand your position and what's expected of you and how you're doing. You should constantly be asking your leader and anyone above management that you have contact with, that you report to, that you give information to. Make sure that you guys are fully aware of what's expected of you, what's expected of your position, what role your position plays, and don't assume. Definitely don't ever assume that you're doing a good job just because no one has asked you or told you otherwise. Don't assume that you're fulfilling your role. Don't assume that you are helping the company reach the goals. Don't assume. Always ask and get confirmation on this kind of stuff. And then going into like actually working classes and actually working events, here are a couple of do's for that, because these are pretty obvious, but even some coaches that have been here for a couple of months, and even some coaches that have been here for years, these are things that are easy to forget and easy to get comfortable with not doing or forgetting to do or being aware of it. So the first do during classes and during events is use your body to talk, okay? So I always give this explanation because you can't be, okay, so the do is, do be expressive with your body. Use your body when you're talking. Be very expressive with your face, with your hands, with your arms, with your entire body when you're giving corrections, when you're coaching, or when you're having fun. And don't be very still. Don't be reserved. Don't be statue-like. Don't be statuesque, as in you pretty much stand in the same spot and in the same position. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. For your entire rotation or for the entire time that you're where you're stationed at for the events. One of the examples that I always give is our lobby obviously has windows, okay? So we've got those windows where parents can sit and watch. The thing about the windows is that they can see, but they can't necessarily hear what's going on, okay? So you could be a coach standing, let me kind of fix this a little. You could be a coach standing here with your arms crossed, leaning over and telling this 5-year-old that was the most amazing 4-year-old that you've ever seen, and you're so proud of them, and that was the best effort that they could give, and they made you so happy. But if you're standing like this and you're not like, oh my God, that was the best 4-year-old I've ever seen, good job, and high-fiving the kids and just being expressive with your body, then it's very easy for a parent to look and think like, wow, she's upset. She's like reprimanding my daughter because you're standing with your arms crossed and you're leaning forward. You could very well be saying the best compliment, you could be encouraging that child, you could be doing and saying the right thing, but if this doesn't show it, and if this doesn't show it, and there's no high five, there's no hug, there's no like, there's no expression, it's very, very easy to take it out of context and just assume. And I know we said for you guys not to assume, but the parents are going to assume. These are their babies, these are their little ones that you're coaching, that you're affecting. So do be expressive with your body. If you're giving a correction, you should be using your body. Like if you're telling the kids on beam that they need to stand up taller, then make sure that you're saying like, all right guys, come on, we gotta stand up tall, and you're doing whatever it is that you're asking. If you're asking them to hollow more, like you'll see us coach a lot, and like, you gotta hollow out more, or you gotta make sure that you're like, whatever it is that we're whatever correction we're giving, we're very expressive with our bodies. And we're not statue-like, we're not giving correction just like, hey, make sure you point your toes next time, great. Hey, can you make sure that you tuck your chin in? Great. Hey, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, you gotta make sure that you point your toes, come on, you can do it. And then on this side, it's like, you gotta make sure that you tuck your chin in, okay? I wanna see you tuck your chin in. Use your body. Talk and coach with your body. The goal is for the parents to understand exactly what you're trying to get the kids to do without having to hear your voice. The second part is along the same lines, but just more on your facial expression. Be aware of your facial expression, guys. Some of you might have resting face, RBF. You don't want to bring that into here, okay? I probably have it as well, but if there's kids in front of me, or if I'm working an event, or if I'm coaching a class, I am fully aware of what my face is doing. And if they have me happy, then like if the kids are working and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, I'm all smiles all the time. And if they're not, if I'm disciplining them, then my eyebrows are up. I'm not like scrunching and like getting mad at them, but I'm like, hey guys, we need to be listening, right? And like this helps the parents see like, oh, she's trying to get their attention. So be very expressive with your face, and don't let yourself zone out. Don't let yourself look tired. If you are frustrated, it's okay. We understand they're kids. They're not perfect. They're not little angels. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not. Just don't let it show in your face. The parents should never know that you're frustrated, and they should never worry that you're frustrated based on your face. You need to be very self-aware of the kinds of faces that you're making. If you're tired and you're zoned out and you're watching team and you look bored, believe me, your kids are actually going to be bored. So do be expressive and smile and use your face to interact with people. Do not be solemn and like monotone in the face, okay? The next one is do stay active throughout your classes and throughout your event. Guys, you guys are coaches. You're coaches. You're not teachers that can sit at a desk. You're not teachers. You're not activity supervisors. You're not lifeguards, you're coaches. So make sure that you're actively moving. You should not stand in the same spot or be in the same area for the entirety of your rotation, or for the entirety of your station at that event or that area, or whatever it is that you're watching at a kid's night out or at a birthday party. Walk around, jump in and help the kids, get hands-on, stay active. There should be no sitting. Do not sit. It doesn't matter if you are on tumble track and there's a bench there. That does not mean that that bench is there for you to sit. You should never be sitting watching your kids stretch. You should either be stretching with them, or you should be up and about, fixing the stretches, correcting the arms, correcting the feet, correcting the form, correcting the technique. Stay active throughout classes. Do not sit, lean, or kick back during any of your classes or your events. The next one is do use your notebook. The notebook that you carry throughout classes has a lot of important information. They are not just for show. They are not just to have something to hold. Do use it, but use it at the correct time. You should only be using and hanging onto your notebook at the beginning of class, when you're taking attendance, and during your water breaks for some of the programs when you are filling in your evaluations. Other than that, put the book down. Do not carry the book around during your rotation, because carrying the binder prevents you from being hands-on with the kids, from being able to talk with your hands, be expressive with your hands, expressive with whatever it is that you're doing. When you get to beam, when you get to floor, when you get to your rotation, put the book down. Put the book down and then get up and move around and stay active during classes, okay? And the last couple of one is just be self-aware. Constantly like kind of check yourself, because you are being paid to provide a service, and we're not providing a service in the dark. We're not providing a service behind closed doors, behind curtains. Everything that we do and say and are is on full display at all times, because not only do we have the lobbies windows, we also have cameras throughout the gym, so management does not necessarily have to be here to go back and see what the event was like, see what your performance was like, see that kind of stuff, because it is extremely important to us. So if we're getting complaints at a birthday party that the coaches were very boring or not fun, then first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to go back and check the cameras and see this kind of stuff. So be self-aware so that it doesn't have to be something that's addressed to you, as uncomfortable as it is for us to address it. It's important enough for us to do it. And there might be times where we send people home if we have the staff to cover it, if we have the correct people on. It's something that we're willing to do whatever it takes to prevent, because we're wanting to provide the best for the customers. So be very self-aware of what you're doing, what you look like, what you sound like, and follow these do's and don'ts to be successful. These do's and don'ts are not designed to make your job harder. They're designed to provide a better experience, to reach more kids, to help more kids, and to help more kids and families reach their goals. So take these serious, take these, jot some notes down, and then answer the questions below so that you can finish this process of the training, your do's and don'ts. Thanks, guys.